When New Adventure Island was announced for the TurboGrafx, I'm sure many people started having visions of the Wonder Boy series. Me? Well, the only thing I knew was that I used to be hooked on the original Nintendo version called Hudson's Adventure Island. The sequels weren't bad either, but that first installment was awesome. When Super Adventure Island was released for the Super Nintendo, I was the first in line to buy it, and I enjoyed that one as well. In fact, I was first place in Electronic Gaming Monthly's high score contest. You know, I never did receive my team jacket or my game of choice. I even wrote to EGM asking them about it. They never responded. You know, that sucked. Yeah, you're damn right I stopped subscribing. Anyway, unlike Super Adventure Island that took the franchise into a slightly different realm, New Adventure Island is very close to the original Nintendo classic that I so grew to love. It has similar weapons, similar gameplay, and a similar structure, but slightly enhanced all the way around. Master Higgins has snagged himself quite a babe, Tina, the new Miss Island. As everyone gathers to celebrate their wedding, the evil Baron Bronsky appears and steals Tina away, along with 6 random children. You see, Bronsky secretly wanted to marry Tina himself, and jealousy is a dangerous thing. He hides the children on 6 different islands occupied by his underlings and takes Tina away to his own personal island. The only problem is, he didn't expect Master Higgins to have quite the temper. Man, he's pissed. There are 7 total stages in the game, and even though the box states there are 4 areas in each, only 6 of them have 4. The 7th one is its own standalone stage. The goal is simple: beat the crap out of enemies, collect fruit and items, avoid various traps and rough terrain, and guide Higgins to the goal before he dies. Like in other games in the series, the energy meter slowly dissipates and collecting fruit will replenish it. Death can come quickly though, as hitting certain enemies knocks Higgins down right away. He can also burn his... you know. The controls are just like the original Nintendo game, and the button configuration is simple. Button 1 jumps, Button 2 attacks while holding a weapon, and when held down, Button 2 also makes Higgins do a speed run. There are some nasties sprawled around this adventure. Evil bunnies, ticked-off bears, sneaky snails, and these things who bite off your toes. At least I assume they do. How else could they beat you like that? Higgins needs to get himself some damn shoes. At the beginning of the game, and every time a life is lost, Higgins has no attack power whatsoever. Luckily, he can pick up various weapons along the way, including the hatchet, which is basic but still my favorite. The arrow that shoots in a straight line but has short range, and the boomerang, my least favorite, which is slow but does come in handy for destroying rocks. Most of these weapons are found by cracking open eggs. These eggs also reveal other items, such as the skateboard, which doubles the running speed. This is a cool feature, and it also awards you an extra hit, in a sense, as it disappears when you run into an enemy. But it can also be a bit too fast for tricky jumps. Eggs also reveal the Honey Girl, who uses her magic to provide temporary invincibility. On the flip side though, eggs can also reveal the Egg Plant, who uses his magic to quickly decrease energy. Some eggs are invisible and must be found. These hidden eggs award a fire weapon that is pretty powerful and can destroy boulders, but it also shoots out at a strange angle, so I'm still not sold on that one. Hidden eggs can also carry 1-ups and energy replenishment, such as giant milk bottles. Speaking of unique hidden items, I was glad to see that they included the coyote, who appears once you pass the flower on the ground. Defeating him will award a turbo controller for a bunch of extra points. When you reach your goal, your bonus is tallied based on how much energy you have remaining. And Higgins, well, he reveals his personal feelings about your progress. At the end of each stage, you fight a boss, who really isn't too difficult at all. The final boss is a bit tricky, and the individual Stage 7 takes a few attempts to figure out the patterns and traps, but with unlimited continues, you'll conquer the entire game in an afternoon. New Adventure Island looks incredibly colorful and well detailed. Some backgrounds are great, such as the lava and ice levels. Some are decent, like stages 4-3 or 6-1. And some are kind of plain. It is definitely an interesting mix, but some stages seem a bit uninspired. The boss areas are great, but as the game goes on, you realize that everything is essentially the same, just colored differently. The environments are all somewhat intertwined. Stage 2 begins with lava and smoke in the sky. Then in the next level, you are within the volcano, and things are slightly enhanced. I love how they connect some of the stages together. I always enjoyed the music in this game. It has that island sound to it and seems to really fit the mood well, although it obviously doesn't sound as good as the Super NES. Overall though, nothing really seemed to bother me from a sound standpoint, which is good. The control is pretty great and responsive, just like the original game. You definitely increase your cockiness the more you play, and eventually you'll start darting through the stages like a wild man. I have to say that New Adventure Island is a really fun adventure, especially if you were as big a fan of Hudson's Adventure Island as I was. Look, even Master Higgins is enjoying himself this time around. In between stages, he provides us with a little dance. It's quite Oh, Higgs. Seriously? Now that's just embarrassing. I was excited for the release of New Adventure Island, and at the time, it did not disappoint. That fun is still present even today. The unlimited continues hinder the replay value, and the backgrounds can be a bit inconsistent, but it's a really fun action platform game with a great personality and a really excellent sequel to the originals. 4 TurboChips out of 5. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and make my own damn team jacket. Yeah.